Hey guys, Leon here, and I got a request to make a video on keeping newts, and so I have no idea where mine is right now. Well, Gingrich, I have some babies in here. Not babies, some young ones. Fresh from the tadpoles, sort of. So I got a request on what is the best way to keep salamanders and or newts. And so my answer to that is it really depends on your species. Every type is different. Like, for example, the species I have in here are eastern newts, and I think a couple eastern redback salamanders. I think I also have some northern two-lined in here. But mainly eastern newts. That's really what I have in here. So, for a newt tank, you want lots of water area. This is a half frog. This is like a frog salamander. It's an amphibian tank, so took a 20-gallon long. I did one, I made like a little spiral here, did half. Then inside here, if I lift up this rock, actually I gotta lift up a bunch of stuff. I gotta lift up this rock, this thing here. Then I have like a little Whisper 3i filter cartridge. And behind that is a mini pump. So, that's how I set this up. Sorry, Greenie. So, therefore, I actually need to replace the cartridge or clean that one. It allows water to flow here, out, circulates things up. I actually need some snails or something in here to clean the algae. As you can see, it's getting pretty bad. Now, after you have... So I'd suggest using aquarium silicone to create your wall if you're making a wall. Or another thing you can do is you can go get a really big rock, put it there and have that like a basking area. That works better for newts. Or probably my preferred way, if you want to do it cheaply, is to get a flower pot. This is actually a net pot. A flower pot, probably double the size of the one that I'm holding, and then put it in the center of your tank. A 10-gallon is fine, and then you have circulation through with the dirt, and then your newts can go up there for some dry land area. I'd suggest putting some plants in here. Like I have some good salamander plants up here. Or if you want to do the way I did with gluing, you can either use stones to glue it, or another thing we did that was cheaper was we went over and we bought some tile. And we set up a little mini version of the 20 long in a 10-gallon. We put some tiles, glued it with aquarium silicone, put gravel, some rocks, and then we used the reptile bedding. Normally I would use a mixture of peat moss in the granule form, just regular old soil, which I have in here, some of the reptile bedding, not too much wood chips because that's not really their natural habitat, and long-stranded sphagnum moss, which I actually don't have any around here, actually. As for when I keep my salamanders for plants, I usually keep a lot of wild mosses in there. I keep lots of ivies. As you can see, I got different types of ivies here. I have these, I'm not even sure what this is called. Ivies, moss, small ground covers. Like you can see, I have one right in there. Ferns. The fern in my tank's not doing very well. It began dying off after a while. And that's usually how I keep salamanders and newts. If you want to keep salamanders and newts together, I'd suggest having a 29-gallon. So this is mostly newts. It has maybe one eastern redback. The 29-gallon, it's because you get the length of a 20 long, so you can get the water area for your newts, But then you can also have the burying areas for salamanders, because a lot of popular salamanders are the northern two-lines, the eastern redbacks, the spotteds, the marbles, the blue spotteds, the Jeffersons. Those are all very popular, and I love all of those. I have one spotted salamander in here. She's her name's Sally. Yeah, she's beautiful. So definitely a 29-gallon if you're keeping both. If you are keeping a 29-gallon, I'd suggest putting in the, say you make it a tank like this, or you make it just half. In the water section, I'd suggest taking a top fin heater. I don't have one with me. A 25-watt heater, or even a 10-watt, just to heat it up to around 70 degrees. And then in there you can also keep small fish like minnows, shiners, even young sunfish, stuff like that. I usually put some snails in there. I need some here because of the algae. And newts and salamanders are really well housed with frogs and other amphibians, but definitely not turtles, especially not snappers. What you'll end up getting is the newts inside the water, or the salamanders in the water, and then the turtle comes over and just snaps it. And then your salamander could get eaten or lose a tail or something like that. And that's never good. So, frogs are good. So here's a 20 long because of mostly frogs and eastern newts, but definitely if you're going with salamanders and newts, or if you want to have fish in there as well, you go with 29. You can definitely fit some pretty interesting stuff in there. So I hope you thought this video was informative. Hope you guys liked it. In the spring, actually coming up soon, maybe, let's see, this is the 5th of March, maybe by middle of April, early May, I might be getting in some eastern redbacks and eastern redback salamanders, northern two lines, and I'm definitely going to be getting in quite a few eastern newts. So if you guys go to the Facebook page /announcements video, the store currently has like nothing in it because I'm still setting it up, but by mid-April you should see some newts and stuff like that on there. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and see y'all later. Bye.